Hello, friends. This is Sam Cheney reporting for Weaponized News. Today, April 28th, 2025. Thank you for joining us on this Monday edition of Weaponized News. We have Ruckus on the line with us to co-host. Trying to get through the intro here and not leave him hanging on the line too long there. What do we got today? The big news, European blackout. Is it because of solar flares? It's a mystery, a cyber attack. There's all kind of different theories spinning out there on the interwebs. One report, coincidentally enough, Spain cancels $7.5 million aardvark ammunition deal. I don't know. So all of this is going on. Of course, I'm sure they'll find a way to take more of Europe's freedoms because of it. But another reminder, if we go all digital and it goes blacked out, we're screwed. But they don't care because they want us to go all digital and black us out and have us be screwed. All for the greater good, all for whatever excuse, illegal immigration. Why is Mayorkas not in prison right now? That should be, forget the friggin' Epstein list. What about Mayorkas? We know 100% dude was Department of Homeland Security head, left the border open, slam dunk case, man. You know what I mean? You don't got to do any speculation. All the evidence is public. Arrest Mayorkas right now. It won't happen. What else do we got? It's the 100 days in a week. Like that. That's what they're saying. So we got a lot of propaganda coming out of the White House, as our thumbnail shows. They picked the ugliest, most disgusting illegal alien, alleged fentanyl dealer woman. I guess it's a woman. I don't know. Looks like a woman, I guess. To put that propaganda out. They put a bunch of the high-profile illegal aliens that were arrested and deported. They put yard signs all in front of the White House, all to distract from the fact that they're not living up to their promises. They put out a big article. They is in the White House that we'll go over with Ruckus and break it down. What we think of promises made, promises kept, propaganda coming out of the White House, Trump administration. What else? Things are not going good. Things are not going good there in the old Yemen war, undeclared illegal foreign war of aggression. We lost like a $60 million F-18 Super Hornet fighter jet. They're saying that it fell off the deck of the aircraft carrier. I don't know how the hell that happens. But that's what is being reported here now. Bunch more, just the insanity. Aardvark insanity never stops, and the killing doesn't stop either. And what was it today? It's being reported today. Well, so not to be left out, because, you know, America likes to kill the hell out of some innocent civilians and children, like even more than aardvarks, honestly. And so not to be left out of all the genocide and killing of innocent people, America killed 68 in an attack on Yemen, allegedly blowing up a illegal alien African detention center in Yemen. It was a detention center detaining illegal aliens from Africa in Yemen there. Killed them all. So see, we're getting back in the swing of things there. Killing the innocents there. I don't know what they had to do with the Houthis shooting missiles into the Red Sea shipping lanes, but somehow these African illegal alien, well, that'll teach them to immigrate illegally to Yemen, right? I don't know. For all we know, Yemen government and American government have a backdoor deal. And this is how you liquidate illegal aliens in Yemen. who knows? You know what I mean? All these governments are so corrupt beyond our wildest imaginations. Nothing would surprise me at this point. Okay, what else do we got? Yeah, a bunch more aardvark genocide news. But don't you worry. Aardvarks say systemic persecution and delegitimization is what they're facing at The Hague at the International Criminal Court. So, of course, it's anti-aardvarkism, any criticism whatsoever. There's literally, and there's a bunch more. I'm not even going to show it on the show, but you can go look it up. The war porn. There's dead kids, arms, legs blowing off, side of their heads blowing off. They're still, and the Aardvark Army, IDF, still posting. They were told repeatedly to stop posting your war crimes on the interwebs. They don't care. There's video we're not going to show. It's very graphic of them in a high-rise building and the refugees, Palestinians below, in tents, and they're just hawking grenades over there, watching people blow up. It's like wow. It's quite something, and they don't even care. Warnings about, you're posting your war crimes on the interwebs. Here's all the evidence. They're like, yeah, we're persecuted. Who cares? You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just beyond anybody that supports them, man. You're sick. You're sick. Okay, let's get to this day in history. On this day of April 28th, in the year 1818, and there's a big Canadian election too, by the way, couldn't forget that. Ruckus audio stopped again. Well, hopefully we can muddle through it as we go here. On this day of 1818, U.S.-Canada border treaty demilitarizing the U.S.-Canadian border. Maybe it's a restream. I don't know. Some bugs. Hopefully we can get him back on here. He was on, I promise. In 1847, George B. Vachon was the first black man to enter the New York State Bar Association. In 1844, slavery was abolished in French colonies. In 1881, Billy the Kid escapes from Lincoln County Jail in New Mexico on this day. In 1887, I thought this was rather significant, in the Industrial Revolution and the march toward independence of auto travel, as they're slowly but surely taking that away from us. In the year 1887, Europe's first motoring competition was won by the Marquis de Dion on a steam-powered quadricycle built by French toy maker and engineer Georges Bouton. Think of that, racing on a steam-powered quadricycle. I found it interesting. In 1937, we saw the first commercial flight across the Pacific by Pan Am. In 1952, Eisenhower resigns as Supreme Commander of NATO. In 1994, Aldrich Ames, CIA officer, and his wife plead guilty to spying for the Soviet Union. And in 2018, the Indian government, as in Indian with the dot, right? East Indians government announced electricity has been reached in every Indian village. So the country of India became fully electrified in 2018. They're developing on their way. Bless their hearts. It looks like we don't have Ruckus. We had him, and now we lost him. Maybe he can come back in. In the meantime, In the meantime, let me fill some time with some reporting. Oh, he's back. He's back. Can you hear me? Message me if you can hear me. No, still no. No audio for him on his end. Well, let's get to this reporting, and then we'll play the segue and hope he can come on. Yeah, the chat is saying, "Come on, Ruckus, get it together." It may be on my end, the restream. Who knows? They've been monkeying with it for like the last 2 weeks. So who knows what they're doing? Okay, here's the report for Barry. I do see Barry here. And so indeed, Barry, there are Canadian elections today. And we know your guy, Mark Carney's going to win, right? The international banker. Or didn't he already win? I still don't know. We had it explained to us, and I kind of understand, but I still don't even 100% understand. I thought the elections were on Friday, like a week ago. I don't know how the hell Canadian politics works. We thought we had it figured out, but apparently not. Okay, but here's what Barry was talking about last week. He sent me a couple. Let's go over his email, and then we'll show you right from the official source. And this ties in. This ties into a story of relevance today, actually. So Barry said FBI's symbol for child molesters. You can see right there. And then again, confirmed right here on official unclassified law enforcement document from the FBI on WikiLeaks. And you can see the symbology here. They're using these type of symbols, the swirl and the triangle and this type of swirl. And have you ever noticed too, they have this symbology on a lot of children's toys. I've noticed as well. It's very creepy and quite disturbing. But back to Barry says that's confirmed. The Apple, and then coincidentally enough, Justin Trudeau's foundation founded upon themselves to model their logo after the FBI child molester symbology there. That again is confirmed here by the FBI via weeks. You see all this garbage, and this has been floating around the interwebs for a while. If you look at LA County Sheriff's Department on their sheriff's badge, you can see the that same Just Trudeau Foundation logo. I don't know why the FBI is supporting Justin Trudeau Foundation so much, but they are on their badge. You know what I mean? So it's quite disturbing. And all of that will tie into this story. Meta's digital companions is one of the many dangers of AI right here. Meta's digital companions will talk sex with users, even children. Chatbots on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp are empowered to engage in romantic role play that can turn explicit. Some people inside the company are concerned. This lizard man isn't concerned, but he's a bro now, so we give him a pass on everything, right? Meta's AI chatbot on, even mimicking Disney characters and celebrities, according to the Wall Street Journal. And so it kind of all ties back together now, doesn't it? So see, every day we could tie it together because every day there's some kind of child freaking molestation stories. It's beyond. It's beyond, man. Beyond the pale. And so one of the many dangers here of AI is that the AI may be trying to groom your child, essentially. And will anyone get in trouble? Hell no. They love it. They freaking love it. And why the hell is Justin Trudeau's foundation's, like, why the hell is that his logo? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? I guess we don't have to worry about it anymore because he's resigned, right? I don't know. He has a couple different logos that appears. Yeah. He has this means something too, probably. I don't even know what it means. But take a look at this one. The red dash and a T. That means something too. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure it's no good. I'm sure it means they're up to no good. For further research there. Okay. Ruckus said he had to reset his machine. Hopefully he can make it back on today with us. We don't start having a problem connecting with guests. That wouldn't be good. So we covered that, and then we got let's go over the Canadian election quickly, and then we'll try to do our segue smoothly here. So what did Trump have to say about it? He wants to make Canada the 51st state, right? Here's what Trump had to say about the Canadian election. He says, "Good luck to the great people of Canada. Elect the man who has the strength and wisdom to cut your taxes in half, increase your military power for free to the highest level in the world, have your car, steel, aluminum, lumber, energy, and all their businesses quadruple in size with zero tariffs or taxes. If Canada becomes the cherished 51st state of the United States of America, no more artificially drawn line from many years ago. Look how beautiful this landmass would be. Free access with no border, all positives with no negatives. It was meant to be. America can no longer subsidize Canada with the hundreds of billions of dollars a year that we have been spending in the past. It makes no sense unless Canada is a state." What do you think about that, Barry? He says the state is happy. Government is happy. The state is happy. The government is happy. Okay. Well, looks like trying to make the North American Union, which all conservatives were up in arms and screaming about under George W. Bush. But now their man Trump's in there, can do no wrong. It's the greatest thing ever to be a region in one world government. So we have that to look forward to. Okay. What else about the election? I don't know if this is real. Was it already debunked? The fact checkers are on it, so you guys don't worry. You know what I mean? Let's see. Allegedly, they were finding already. Canadian man records an election booth worker taking boxes of ballots home. Well, hey, he wanted a souvenir, allegedly. But I'm pretty sure I saw this already being debunked by fact checker. Hard to tell. Can you hear me now, Ruckus? He's hearing me. So let's play this short clip, and then we'll do the segue, and Ruckus is back with us. Okay, so allegedly, this is a Canadian election worker taking ballots home with him. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Votes. More boxes of votes. in their car willy-nilly.
Stuff today and tomorrow, and then set up on Monday.
So even at the early voting places, they send the boxes home with folks?
I'm not sure about the early voting. I didn't work that.
No way. So they send everybody home with a box?
For the early ones?
For what? You got a box.
Yeah. It's empty.
There's no plain empty votes in it?
No, is that?
Why would they send you home with it?
Because you have to bring it Monday morning.
Back to the building that you took it from?
No, to your polling place, wherever you're voting.
So the polling place, let's say in Dundas, does that change on Monday?
Bring it there, yeah, and then at the end of the night, you count the ballots, and then the supervisor takes it to the head office.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Find it strange that why would they not just leave them in the building?
Good question. It would be a lot easier.
So where does this go?
Wherever you vote, wherever the zone is. Like Thomas More has a poll. St. Andrew's Church has a poll. And there's a couple others too around here.
Don't you find that a bit odd?
That's the way it is. That's what it's always been done. I worked the last election too. It was the same.
I don't know, man. It was already complicated enough. Now they throw this in the mix. Huh? They can't secure it anywhere else than the polling worker taking the box home with them? Trust your polling workers, I guess. There's never been corruption. There's never been voter fraud in Canada. And that's the way we're going to report it. We trust all polling workers. Okay. So, yeah, as if it wasn't complicated enough, they throw this into the mix as well. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Okay. So, our friend over there on What is Truth podcast, Wheezy, he did a show this weekend about psyops, and his show was about media personalities, if they're running psyops on us or not. But I was listening to a little bit of that show. I was like, let me do some searching on psyops. And when I came across here was the U.S. Army, and so the big boys of the psyop world. But I guess they actually do better in the quote fictional world of news reporting, right? So my advice honestly is don't trust anyone. Don't even trust me. As I always say, do your own research. Don't trust me, anybody I have on this show, any media personality, especially anyone on television. 100% don't trust anybody on television. But as you go down the list of TV, radio, interweb personality, influencers, don't trust anybody. I think everybody's a Fed. Call me paranoid. You know what I mean? And so you should too, honestly. You should be paranoid too about protect what you're thinking on and verify for yourself what's going on here to form your worldview, because that could definitely influence actions you take in your real life. So that's all I'm saying about it. But I said, let's go to the big dogs, the U.S. Army, the king of psyops here. And so we go right to their, now Ruckus is having more problems, it looks like. Or maybe he's not. Oh, he's back. So become a master of influence. Psychological operations soldiers use expert communication skills and unconventional tactics to support U.S. Army objectives. And so you too can sign up for the U.S. Army and become a PSYOPs soldier. Isn't that exciting? And they go through it all here. Turn words into actions. They're throwing out the famous propaganda leaflets, flying over whatever third world country just bomb the hell out of. Be a strategic thinker and skilled communicator. It's exciting. Influence with information. You see? Intentionally deceive. Advise governments. Communicate in rescue efforts. Persuade, challenge, influence. The PSYOP selection process. Wouldn't you go into this thing if you were signing up to be an Army PSYOPs soldier and be like, are you guys effing with me? Like, seriously, what's going on here? From the RAND Corporation, psychological warfare involves the planned use of propaganda and other psychological operations to influence the opinions, emotions, attitudes, and behavior of opposition groups. RAND has studied military information support operations, MISO, in many countries and war zones, and has provided objective and supportable recommendations to policymakers on methods and tactics to employ or defend against these operations. And they have a lot of articles all about it here from the RAND Corporation. Now let's go to Ghost in the Machine from the 4th PSYOPs group of the U.S. Army. Let's watch this video, and then we'll, this is segue to Ruckus.
As the world watches and listens in horror, the peaceful pro-democracy demonstration in China comes to a violent and bloody end.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wolves hiding nearby, whispering do or die around me. You say your last good night while I begin.
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
The ammunition used by Psywar.
Its mission is to influence the thoughts of the enemy soldier, and at the same time
is expected and encouraged to study foreign languages and the social sciences such as history, economics, and sociology. He must have a broad and sympathetic understanding of all phases of human experience.
Gripping at my skin, the walls of night close in.
but the use of this force as an integral part of combat has now taken on new form.
As I wait to say my last goodbye.
These are the Psy War soldiers.
Right on.
How you doing there, Ruckus?
Good. I'm pleased that you played. That's my alma mater. Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that out loud, should I? Shout out to my fellow Psy War buddy. No, I'm just kidding. That right there, that campaign freaks me out every time I see it, and they've done like 3 parts now, I believe. Every time I see it, I get like goosebumps. It creeps me out. I'm triggered right now. I'm like, oh God. There are people who I interact with, some of which who I believe I was interacting with and getting as guests on TNT, who I believe are part of that group. I had one of them actually reach out to me directly on Twitter in a message because I offended their entire group through my commentary about them on the show that I was on TNT, I believe. And they're like, and I got creeped out. I was very apologetic, and I just been very mindful ever since. And I see people sometimes, they got that little ghost image somewhere hiding in their banner or their avatar. And I'm like, I'm on to you. I know what's going on here. Why would you do that? So it's very creepy. Very creepy stuff. But I think that that's the effect. I think that they want you to think that they really are everywhere. And maybe they are, but I doubt it. I think that that's what they do. And I think that the commercial and the effect and the emotions that you get from watching it that's what they do. And they're very good at it. Also, I believe that a lot of these things are happening now by the robots. I just was reading an article. I don't have it in front of me. I wish I could find it. Where now the robots are having they're much more quicker and more effective at changing people's minds in Reddit. And that's, wow, that's a pretty big deal. If you can change the minds of people on Reddit and you're not even a real human being and you are like a programmed algorithm by a group such as the Psy Wars folks, well, welcome to the Psy War of the future. It's all technologically advanced and spiffy, Sam. But all that aside, I'm doing well. How are you?
Happy Monday. We're doing better than the illegal aliens getting deported. Do you have any? I was going to ask you, by the way, how many illegals are you hiding under your floorboards?
Definitely a plethora, but no more, no less.
Now, what was that story that this is in reference to? Allegedly, the DOJ says they don't need a warrant to enter
the ICE. They gave ICE permission to just enter people's homes without a warrant and search for illegal immigrants that you might be hoarding. Perhaps under your floorboards, as you mentioned, Sam, which reminds me of something of recent historical past. I don't know, some grand war that was taking place across the planet, the second one, something like that. I don't know.
You're hiding aardvarks under your floorboards, and then no, but just like 5 years ago, if you're hiding the unmiracled under your floorboards, they were looking for them. So there's always some targeted group, it appears. It's a bunch of hype and propaganda. The White House is not. We're going to get to that here. And we do have tomorrow, don't you worry, for you PSYOP fans, the part 2 of Ghost in the Machine. That was part 1. And they literally tell you, they said in that PSYOP propaganda video, the world's a stage. You better damn well believe it is. They're telling you. Quickly, I saw this come out. Our friend here, Richard Gage from Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, we've interviewed him a few times over the years, 2 or 3, or maybe even 4, 5 times. I don't even know. Going back to the AM radio days anyway. He's a great warrior for 9/11 Truth, continuing on to spread the good word about asking questions about the official story of 9/11. He has a documentary that made it onto Netflix here now, so let's plug that for him. And I think I may go watch this, but I think they're saying they charge for it. I don't know, but he says, "Don't Netflix and chill. Instead, take the red pill. Watch our top-rated documentary 7, streaming on Amazon." Oh, I guess it wasn't. I misread that. Amazon and Apple TV. And discover the smoking gun that destroys the official 9/11 narrative. So there it is. They've made it. That's actually an old one. Well, anyway, let's plug it anyway. You can never have enough 9/11 truther documentaries there. I didn't even realize it was on there. I didn't even know they made such a. Were you aware of this film?
No, and I'm going to tread carefully here, but 9/11 is one of those perfect examples where there's all sorts of different theories coming from all sorts of different groups, and it's very useful to the people who orchestrated whatever really truly happened to allow some of those things to flourish and to be encouraged and to grow and to be allowed to become documentaries on Amazon and Netflix, whereas some other theories will never, ever see the light of day, one of which in particular I'll just recommend if you have an open mind about these things, please check out the work of Dr. Judy Wood, who wrote the book, Where Did the Towers Go? And that opens up a whole new can of worms about the events of 9/11 that hardly anybody else wants to talk about and or is allowed to talk about. So just keep these things in mind, because as we just watched, the Psywar people have infiltrated everywhere. That includes the alternative underground, independent media sometimes. So you never know. Sam Chaney or Adam Ruckus Clark could be part of some sort of psychological warfare group, which is why I follow what Bill Cooper suggested, which is don't believe me. Don't believe anybody. Do your own research. Prove it for yourself. So, you can take my word that I'm not a Psywar guy, but you never know. So you got to do your research.
Indeed. That's more than fair. I can't even go down 9/11. But was it The Ring of Power? That's an old school documentary, and I was rewatching that one. It's like 5 hours long or something.
Plus, if you want to watch some of the best 9/11 documentaries, check out the work of Jason Burmis. Okay, just in case you missed it, I bet you haven't. But yeah, his stuff won't go on Netflix either.
Not allowed on Netflix, huh? Damn it. Okay. The big news of the day, I guess, is the European blackout. What's going on there? Induced atmospheric vibration, according to USA Today. I don't know what the hell happened in Europe.
It's kind of hard to tell. It's dark.
Was it this?
Sorry.
Are the aardvarks pissed off at Spain over this? Spain canceled $7.5 million aardvark ammunition deal amid coalition pressure.
Now that's a leap, don't you? Okay, wait a minute. I guess you're not the only one who's pointed this out. I saw this all over X. It's going viral, or as viral as X is going to allow it to get anyway.
I don't know. And then this one, cyber
It's a heck of a coincidence, you must admit. How strange.
Cyber attack may be behind Europe's largest blackout in history. But this is from our honest people at RBC Ukraine. So, and wasn't, but all the pieces, if you start looking at it, the World Economic Forum said cyber attack, cyber polygon, right, would be one of the pieces of the Great Reset. So.
Oh yeah, and I never thought for a second that was going to be like localized things where they're going to hit some banks. No, they're going to take out entire countries, like we're just witnessing right now. So I wouldn't be the least surprised if the official narrative that comes out, like this is the climate change scare, they're going to say, oh yes, this was a cyber attack, but they're going to tell us it was Iran or China or Russia or all three, and not let you know that it was an aardvark/US operation of some sort as a test.
I just see them use every crisis, right? They use to take our freedom. So you like those. We're at the point they tell you it's like on its face an oxymoron, exactly wrong, backwards, but they'll still propose it. Like the power all went out. Now you're all required to have your power on 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? Insanity like this. But apparently the old people of Spain achieved 100% renewable energy on like 2 weeks ago. They were boasting about it. Spain hits first weekday of 100% renewable power on national grid. And that was on April 16th, so less than 2 weeks ago. And then they have this massive blackout. I don't know.
Pure coincidence.
So there's all these different dots going on there. But that, I guess we can't talk bad about climate change. So they're still good going 100% renewable, even though they have no power. It's good to be blacked out, right?
Well, weren't the reports celebratory? Weren't they like, congratulations, we are happy to report that the entire country of Spain has no power. They're doing their part, everybody. 6 feet.
They're doing their part in net zero here. And it's not even 2050. They're 25 years ahead of schedule. So they're doing a hell of a job. Net zero.
Your teacher's pet. Yeah.
Net zero blackout. Here it is from, here's that headline announcing the victory over non-renewable energy, apparently. I believe that oil is renewable, actually, at this point in time through my research. I believe that oil is not a fossil fuel and is organic and is renewable. So you could add oil to renewables as well, but that's not the mainstream thinking on such matters.
You're gonna start like you're treading dangerous water now, Sam. You're threatening the health and safety of grandmothers worldwide with your lies about the fact that there's no such thing as dinosaurs who are here for billions of years and turned into oil.
I don't know. Have
Exactly
you seen
what
that?
happened.
Have you seen that video of Fletcher Prouty?
No.
You haven't seen that? Fletcher Prouty is he's a high up dude in the military. And in the industry, in the oil industry, I'll have to dig that video up. And he basically, on his way out, he's an old man in the interview. And he's like, oh, yeah, we just made that up. He's like, we just made up fossil fuel. He's like, yeah, it's totally renewable, organic. And I was like, damn. And he's like a high up dude. I'll have to dig that up and do a Fletcher Prouty piece. But anyway, I don't know why the guy would all of a sudden, because he like worked for the government and oil industry, and it's like a billionaire, or not a billionaire, but at least a millionaire. Anyway, high up dude confessing essentially, but maybe another psyop lie. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'll have to round up that video. Spain declares state of emergency as Portugal struggles with power cut, transport chaos. So I guess hell, we love lockdown so much, might as well lock it down, call a state of emergency for not having any power. What else? Yeah. People
It's
black
like instant curfew and just add water or just add cut electricity.
There's not really much video, just like chaos at the transport stations, at the train stations and other places. People like, what do I do? Would we have the apocalypse if no one had access to their smartphone for 3 days or more? That's the true question.
I bet they're having fun accessing their bank and stuff. Oh, whoops. Nope.
Imagine what happens if we go digital ID and then we have a blackout and your phone dies and then you don't have no ID. You're deported.
Sam, you're supposed to go see the orb, Sam Altman's WorldCoin, and it's supposed to scan your eyeball. Then your identity is secure on the blockchain, and then you just have to memorize 12 recovery passphrase words, and you're golden, man. Problem solved. Neat.
I already have my social security memorized, man. That's enough, right? No?
Yeah, I know. We have all the things we have to memorize throughout life. Our prison numbers.
I have my prison number memorized. So that's going on in the Europe, but hey, what the hell? They got 100% renewable energy, so good for them. Okay, this is not a comedy. You would think that this is a Saturday Night Live skit. The poster chief nerd on the X even says that this is not a Saturday Night Live skit. They're now calling Congressman Shira Thandar is calling for the impeachment, has introduced articles of impeachment against President Trump. Let's watch the announcement. And so maybe we can get an impeachment going here. We haven't had one in the first 100 days.
This is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Donald Trump has already done real damage to our democracy, but defying a unanimous 9-0 Supreme Court ruling, that has to be the final straw. It's time we impeach Donald J. Trump. The court said the wrongfully deported Kilmer Garcia must be allowed to return and receive due process. Trump ignored it. He ignored the Constitution. He ignored the very checks and balances that keep our democracy intact. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a dangerous, deliberate pattern. That's why today I introduced a resolution to impeach Donald J. Trump, outlining 7 articles of impeachment. Article 1, obstruction of justice and abuse of executive power. From denying due process to unlawful deportations, Trump defied court orders. Article 2, taking away Congress's power of the purse. Trump dismantled agencies and froze funds without permission from Congress. Article 3, abuse of trade powers and international aggression. He imposed damaging tariffs and threatened military invasions of our allies. Article 4, violation of First Amendment rights. He has retaliated against journalists, attorneys, and critics for exercising their right to free speech. Article 5, creation of an unlawful office establishing the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and giving Elon Musk unconstitutional power over our government and personal data. Article 6, bribery and corruption. He has dismissed criminal cases and solicited payments from foreign governments and coerced legal settlements for personal and political gain. Article 7, tyrannical overreach. Finally, and most importantly, he is attempting to consolidate unchecked power and erode the constitutional limits of the presidency. In this country, we have presidents, not kings. That's not just misconduct, it's impeachable misconduct. This isn't leadership, it's tyranny. If we let this stand, we are saying the president is above the law, that the United States Constitution is optional. I won't be silent, and I'm calling on all my colleagues, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents to stand up with me. Enough is enough. Donald J. Trump must be impeached.
What the hell? Why would the Democrats pick this guy in a thick Indian accent to be delivering articles of impeachment against Trump? It's like they're mocking. Oh yeah, you're gonna get Trump supporters behind that with this guy as the representative.
Clearly, he knows nothing about politics. He's not a politician himself, is he? I'm shocked. Because I thought that's the way this game worked. Politicians, especially the highest ranking one of the land, is above the law and completely, totally fine, all of these things. I mean, shoot, look what the last one did, and look what Trump did before him, and look what the one before him did. I mean, wow, this is nothing new. But you can't argue with much of what he said. I mean, I was scratching my head over part 3, I think, Article 3. Maybe the Doge thing, I don't know. But yes, Trump is in your face doing a lot of unconstitutional things. And yes, last time I checked, that's supposed to mean that, hey, you can't be doing your job anymore. It's time for you to be impeached. But yes, they roll out this weirdo guy. I've never heard of him before. I never seen him. Just as soon as the camera came on, I was like, no wonder the guy had to say this is not an SNL sketch. It looked like one right out of the gate. He did have nice teeth, I will admit.
He is a Democrat congressman out of Michigan's 13th district. Coincidentally enough, MI13. With the symbolism. Seriously, that's what. Look at here's his official X account. Look,
yeah, you can't make this up.
Look, you can't make it up. You put hashtag MI13. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, it's a parody of itself in and of itself, but it's real. Like, what the hell?
Well, it's not like it was Missouri.
What the hell? But
That
you
would be
know,
MS, right?
you know that had to be signed off by whoever signs off for Democrat propaganda, and they signed off on it. So, like, what the hell's going on?
No,
man?
that guy's secretly a Republican. The people who put these things forward, they do this on purpose because it makes the MAGA people laugh and like Trump more. They're like, ah, look at this guy. They'll never get my Trump.
That's the only rational explanation. Okay, moving on. I don't know why you would put that out, honestly, but they've done even worse things. Okay. Today, according to the White House, we kick off 100-day week. This is 100-day week because they do like their riddles there. Let's watch a short clip of propaganda from the White House, and then we'll go through and we'll see what is promises made, promises kept. That's their slogan. We'll go through it and take a look.
Today, we kick off 100-day week with a focus on the president's historic effort to secure our southern border. Later this afternoon, President Trump will sign an executive order on law and order and another executive order on sanctuary cities. The first EO will strengthen and unleash America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. The second EO is centered around protecting American communities from criminal aliens, and it will direct the Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security to publish a list of state and local jurisdictions that obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws. After these are signed, the president will have signed more than 140 executive orders already, rapidly approaching the total number signed by the Biden administration over the course of 4 years.
Where's Congress? Those are all his executive orders are unconstitutional, and as soon as the next guy gets in there, they're no good because they're just going to overturn them. And so, where the hell's Congress? Your Republican-led House of Representatives, Senate, where are they passing these laws? Or why the hell? Like, it's just all fake. You know what I mean, Ruckus? It's all fake. It's all PR propaganda.
They're braggadocious about this. Like, he's got the most. Now it's a contest to see. I mean, it used to be like it's a shameful thing to have on your record. The fact
only
that
during emergencies, right?
Like, yeah. Now, like we're going to beat Biden. Like, and it's only been 100 days. Yeah, great. What does that mean for the rest of this 4-year term? Holy smokes, we're in trouble.
But every one of them gets challenged in court, so.
And he ignores it, and then we have to impeach him again and again and again.
It's just the theater is just tiresome at this point. And again, where the hell's Congress? Congress is freaking worthless, man. And where it feels like a lot of these laws are already on the books. Like, where's enforcement of laws already on the books? We don't need it reiterated through an executive order. We don't need another law. Look at the friggin' laws already in books and enforce them. Jesus. But they got to do something, I guess, to prove their worth. Or maybe we could just disband the government and they could all go home. Okay,
I didn't know that they were going to do this thing. If I had known over the weekend ahead of time that they were doing another one of these celebration, like Liberation Day, now it's 100-day week, I would have sold all of my stocks in crypto. I better check that later today because I bet it dumped. Great.
You better check it. So I'm upset about this, as I know you are. But we need them all. There's like over 2 million and workers for the federal government, and that's not even including the contractors. But CNN, according to CNN, they say at least 121,000 federal workers have been fired or laid off. I don't know what laid off in the 3 months since Trump's second term began. I don't know, what percentage is that? It's not even that high of a percentage. We need them all gone, disband and abolish the federal government, and then you guys would be doing something. So
I'd like to compare that to the percentage of the wealthy class in America and see what percentage of the most wealthiest people in our country are actually these people who are losing their jobs all of a sudden crying about it.
The Department of Veterans Affairs has plans for the largest reduction in force, at least 70,000 people, which accounts for 15% of the total staff. What is it, 20-something veterans commit suicide a day? Yeah, I'd say they fail. They're epic failures at their job and should all resign in shame, honestly, and shouldn't even need to be fired at this point. But yeah, you can look at the VA cutting way back. You're going to be replaced by AI, of course. And so maybe, I don't know. Okay, here's the White House put out an article, promises made, promises kept. That's their slogan, not mine. Border security achieved in fewer than 100 days. The promise, let's put it on the screen and we'll go through this, Ruckus. The promise, according to the White House, we will close the border. We will stop the invasion of illegals into our country. Illegal border encounters down 95%. What do we think of this? I think this is probably right.
Maybe.
Or they just stopped filming at the border. So this got a maybe. And they cite a bunch of mainstream. Next one, promise made. We will expel every single illegal alien gang member and migrant criminal operating on American soil and remove the savage gang Trin de Agra from the United States. Trump made that promise. Promises kept. President Trump designated Trin de Agra, MS-13, and other vicious gangs and cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And they go through all the alleged deportations here.
Well, that one he under-promised and over-delivered.
On day one, we will begin the largest deportation operation in history of our country. Yeah, they're way behind. They're citing 139,000 deportations. So they're not really doing the mass deportations to get all the illegals that came in under the Biden administration out. I think we did the math a couple times, and you got to like over 10,000 a day, every day for 4 years straight, and you still wouldn't get out all the illegals.
On day one, there was a mass deportation of Trump supporters. Common sense disappeared.
But they do put out good propaganda. I'll give them that. Trump is a master marketer. Okay, next promise made. I will immediately the Biden border nightmare that traffickers are using to exploit vulnerable women and children. Promises kept. Again, this is White House claims. The number of unaccompanied illegal immigrant children reached a low at its peak under Biden. 4.6% of illegal border crossings were unaccompanied minors, many of whom were victims of trafficking. In the first 2 weeks of March under President Trump, just 0.4% of illegal crossings were unaccompanied minors.
I guess they didn't make it.
Promise made. Under my leadership, Trump, we will seal it up and expand the wall until we have total control. More than 85 miles of new border barrier are already in various stages of construction and planning. Yeah, I don't know. Is that border wall going to be used to keep us in and fully militarized with Palantir weaponized technology? What do you think?
It certainly doesn't keep the drones out.
It doesn't. And we still don't know about that. Remember the drone hoax that went on for like 2 months? We still haven't got any clarity.
No, we got clarity.
Did we?
We did. Yeah, she came out. What's her name? Karen Levitt, right?
Yeah.
She said that the president made a promise and they delivered. And the answer is that the drones were mostly known flights, part of a military exercise.
Okay. Well, I'm convinced then. Promise made. You have the gotaways. You know what the gotaways are. It's the people that don't want to be looked at all. So they're worse than the people we're seeing. That's why they don't want to be looked at. That's kind of hard. So the gotaways, known gotaways. I don't know how can they be gotaways that are unknown. That's I don't know. But according to Tom Holman, borders are, which I don't know, why do we have to have a borders are? But okay. Known gotaways, people we knew crossed the border, weren't apprehended, weren't fingerprinted, weren't vetted. Average day under Joe Biden, more than 100 or than 1,800 gotaways. Today, 38. Too many, but we'll get that to 0. And so I guess they're bragging about getting the gotaways down from 1,800 to 38 a day. Continuing. Promise made. I will ban all welfare and federal benefits for illegals. Then they won't come. Trump signed an executive order to ensure resources are not used to incentivize support illegal immigration. I don't know. How about corporate welfare to your head man of AI technocracy, Elon Musk, for one? I don't know. Seems like we give a lot of corporate welfare on that front that is never talked about in the conservative media. Just saying. Any thoughts on this, Ruckus?
I don't think that's why most of the immigrants come to this country, make that long trek from where they come from. They're like, we're on our way to America to collect welfare. That might just be a side effect.
Might be. Promise made. I will end catch and release. Since taking office, the Trump administration has arrested 150,000 plus illegals, deported 139 illegals, and released just 9 illegals into the U.S., a staggering 99.99% decrease over same period under the Biden administration. So I guess they're not doing catch and release anymore.
Well, they're catching people by accident, dude.
Promise made. My administration will deliver justice for every family whose loved one has been stolen from them by migrant crime, including all of these people and every other precious American soul that we've lost to these animals. Their memories will live in their hearts forever, and our hearts forever, and we will never, ever forget them. Trump signs Lincoln Riley Act into law as first legislative victory of his administration. An actual law signed into law, not an executive order.
That's great. As soon as we cut down all of the migrant crime, our domestic crime numbers will go through the roof. That's the way numbers work.
And then we can hire more cops to keep us safe, right?
Yeah, sure.
Promise made. I invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. 1798. This was put there. 1798. That's a long time ago, right? To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. White House invocation of the Alien Enemies Act regarding the invasion of the United States by Trinidad. Did they? Wow. Okay. I didn't know they were such a big threat, but apparently they are. Promise made. App for illegals will be shut down immediately within 24 hours. That's true. I flipped it, and now you can use the app to deport. Today, I'm announcing a new plan to end all sanctuary cities. But I read this, and then part of it is they're excluding still a bunch of big cities here in California, San Francisco, LA, Oakland, to name a few, because they brought lawsuits against them. So apparently, I guess it can't be enforced while you're suing. I don't really fully understand legally how that works, but I think we have that in one of these reports. And that's all it is. So how is everything golden in the new golden age of Make America Great Again for you, Ruckus, in the first
MAGA
100 days?
PMPK. Promises made, promises kept.
Is everything golden in the new golden age of America again for you?
No, not at all. I've been on a steady decline since this guy took office, not going to lie. I'm sure he had nothing to do with it personally, but my personal world is not improving because of the current administration. In fact, I would suggest it's about to get a little dire, considering what I do here for fun.
All right, let's take our live commercial break, and then we'll play a pre-recorded commercial. Everybody go to weaponizednews.com and you can get some stickers over there. We have the holograph sticker, the white background, and we have a clear background. You peel it off, it's clear. Stick it on your laptop, your bumper, your guitar, your Cybertruck. You might get firebombed, and then you can blame Weaponized News, and that'll be a whole thing. So go to weaponizednews.com, give us a donation if you're outside of America, and put in the description your address, and I will know that you want some of these stickers mailed to you, or simply buy them through the Weaponized News store on weaponizednews.com, or give us a donation. We like donations as well, or give us a subscription on one of the many platforms. Let's go now live to, or this is our recording of our commercial, to our sponsor, Abazaba Enterprises.
Running a small business feeling overwhelmed by numbers and paperwork? Abazaba Enterprises has your back. Our expert business solutions include accounting, QuickBooks support, payroll, taxes, and top-notch consulting. Let us handle the details so you can focus on growing your business. Business Solutions Accounting, QuickBooks, Consulting, Payroll, Taxes. Call 559-577-9250. Call Abazaba Enterprises today at 559-577-9250.
Shoot, Ruckus.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so go to alternatecurrentradio.com. That's where you'll find the Daily Ruckus and my appearances on Boiler Room, Sunday Wire, and, of course, my most recent appearance on Weaponized News. And then, of course, if you purchase a Weaponized News sticker from Sam and then you put it on your Tesla and they firebomb it, you could always douse the flames out with a Daily Ruckus mug. Just put some water in the mug and throw it on the... That might work, but you'll find a link for that at the website, alternatecurrentradio.com. That's about it.
All right, awesome. Wait, plug your web design service.
Yeah, if you're a small business owner and you need some help with a website or social media marketing, you want a business page on Facebook or Twitter, you don't know what you're doing, hit me up. I can do all of that. Maybe you just need a graphic or a logo. Maybe you're a Twitch streamer. I do all that stuff. Maybe you're looking for some writing. I can help you out. That way you don't have to sell your soul to the AI. Have a real human being help you out. I call myself the word slinger when I don't call myself the Ruckus. So just send me an email to, Ruckus at alternatecurrentradio.com. I'll have a website and everything up for that other stuff by the next time, I promise. Thanks.
Here is, go to his X account and you can, his
DM me.
His DMs are open. No porn. All right. I know you ladies like to send the naked pictures, but
I've overcome. I get less porn in my direct messages now, and I get all the people trying to sell me cryptocurrency. I'm like,
well, we're moving up in the world. Oh yeah, scam alert too. By the way, I did get the toll scam text like a week ago, and I missed reporting that, but I got a new one today. A new scam alert here on via text message. it says Apple approval notice. We have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at Apple Store, California for $143.95 paid by Apple Pay pre-authorization. Also, some suspicious sign in request and Apple Pay activation request detected. That looks like suspicious. That looks like suspicious to us. They can't even write English in proper grammar well. That should be a flag. But continuing, in order to maintain the security and privacy of your account, we have placed those requests on hold. Your photos, data, bank information, and cards are at risk. If not you, talk to Apple representative. Failing may lead to auto debit and charge will not be reversed. Call 818-617-4370 immediately to cancel this charge. And see, that would all be well and good, but I don't have an Apple iCloud ID or Apple Pay account. So that scam can't work on me because I don't even have such accounts. But be aware that scam is being sent via text because I got one today. Ridiculous. And their grammar, you can tell it's foreign because their grammar is not. I could find one or because I had a grammar Nazi in business writing class and as my professor. And so if I actually do take the time to read, it needs to be in proper English, or I'm going to point that out immediately because it was drilled in my head that such things need to be done. So anyway, scam alert. If you're getting that, be aware and don't give them your information because it's a scam.
And, you know, pretty soon people are starting to incorporate AI into their email programs where the AI is reading the emails for the person and doing events on their behalf, like AI agents, like adding things to the calendars, taking care of, you know, pressing issues. If some of these emails slip through and the AI reads it, just looking for keywords, they might think it's an actual issue. You might actually have an iPad or iCloud account, and it might respond on your behalf to a scammer. Next thing you know, there goes all your Bitcoin. Oops.
Oops. Oh, see, people in the chat are saying they got that. So,
yeah. Usually it's a mass thing. There's another, speaking of crypto, some people may have noticed this if they mess around in crypto. There was this big one going around making it look like it came from Coinbase, telling people that there's a new law from the SEC and you must download the Coinbase wallet. And then it gives you a fake link and it gives you the seed phrase and everything, which, you know, you're supposed to get your own seed phrase and not show it to anybody. So these scammers are giving you a seed phrase, hoping you're going to set up a wallet. And then as soon as you do, they're just going to take all your money. Stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot in the crypto for sure. So be aware out there on the interwebs and even your text messages. I guess you didn't. Yeah. So there are many scams going on. Be aware. Like the Trump administration segue back to the Trump administration.
Speaking of scams,
Trump promised a market boom in the first 100 days, and we've seen stocks drop significantly. Well, the S&P 500 index is down 8% since Trump took office. So there you go. Hashtag winning, hashtag MAGA, hashtag, yeah. I don't wait.
To be fair, there's been a few gems like Palantir. Oh, weird how that.
There's been some gems like technocracy taking over our government and slowly turning the screws on our targeted assassinations. But besides that, I'm sure everything's fine there in the old stock market. So yeah, promises made, promises not kept. I don't know. They're floating. This feels like scaremongering to me. I don't know. Port of Los Angeles. This is Investors Business Daily. It's mainstream. I don't know. They say Port of Los Angeles warns difficult decisions ahead as shipments from China cease. So are we going to see, well, they're saying no more shipments from China. China's done. Is this true? Propaganda, scaremongering? I don't know. Here's the headline. What do you think, Ruckus?
It's probably fine. There's not a whole heck of a lot of things that come to us from China. So calm down. It'll be all right.
There you go. I'm sure it'll be fine with no, with the Port of Los Angeles reporting, no more shipments coming from China. Okay, so there was this big. Yeah,
should I stock up on toilet paper or something?
Back to the old toilet paper again. Okay, again, self-deport. We're warning you, illegal aliens. You can download the app and self-deport. I don't know who the hell would get to do this, but the thing is, the deal is, they say, and they won't beat you or ship you to El Salvador Supermax prison. I think I made that up, but I don't know what the hell to expect for you legal aliens. I'm sure none even watch the show because they can't even understand English. But maybe if you do, and you're a white illegal alien from England, they say and you understand English, they say, go ahead and self-deport, and then we're going to let you come back in legally, potentially, possibly. I don't know. Do you think this is going to work, the self-deport app?
Where's the numbers on this? How many of them have already self-deported?
I don't know. I don't think we have numbers yet. They just launched it on Friday. So
no, I thought it was supposed to be day one. They were going to dismantle Kamala's border app.
No, they did. They shut it down, but then they just relaunched it as self-deport.
Oh, took them long enough.
Mm-hmm. It did. All the geniuses there at Doge. I think we have Doge getting into nuclear secret story as well. That's kind of concerning. This is the propaganda. Okay, it sounds all well and good. Over 100 immigrants arrested in raid on underground Colorado nightclub where active duty military members worked. Feds say that doesn't sound good, but so this made all the headlines over the weekend. Look, Trump's taking action, but 100 really nothing in the grand scheme of things here. So 100. Thought we would get that out, what we missed over the weekend. This seems kind of racist. I don't know. And of course, the White House links to Breitbart. That's suspect in and of itself. But you can see they linked to Breitbart. Trump to sign executive order ensuring truck drivers speak English. I don't care if you speak English, but you need to be able to read the road signs, which are in English, if you're going to be driving on our roads. Is my real issue with all of this. What do you think? Should truck drivers be required to speak English to drive on American roads?
No, they should be required to be replaced by self-driving trucks powered by NVIDIA so that my bags will pump. Come on.
There you go. The sports ball team, the Philadelphia Eagles, made a trip to the White House today to celebrate their Super Bowl win. And I don't think Trump or Vance fumbled it. I don't know if Vance was even allowed at this thing because we saw how he fumbled the college trophy and dropped it on the ground. But
and let's not forget what happened to the Pope.
And the Pope, and what else? Something else happened when he was over there.
He was on tour in India. There was a terrorist attack.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So I don't think they let Vance near this, but here's a screenshot. They did a press conference, and of course, the running back of Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley, he's a black man. He's getting pushed back because he played golf and went on, I forget even the name of it, Trump, the White House helicopter. Trump took him for a ride. He's getting all this pushback from whatever, Black Twitter or whatever they are, the racists, and saying, how dare you, how could you? And I thought he was honest. He's like, I respect the office, and I enjoyed the experience. I mean, I think that's fair that he would, whoever was there, that you would go do that as a Super Bowl winner. And
well, I mean, they did this to a bunch of white athletes when they decided to hang out with President Obama. They were like, "How dare you hang out with a black guy?" Oh, wait, no, they didn't do that at all. Isn't that weird? Yeah. I was gonna say this Vance thing. It just hit me. If I'm not saying anything, but if something happens to Trump, and then Vance is in charge, that means he's got the nuclear codes, people. So, all things considered, let's pray that nothing ever happens to Trump.
Well, he might get impeached. That Indian was inspiring.
Oh
that,
yeah, we gotta take that guy out.
Representative was
we gotta save the planet.
I mean, I'm thinking about protesting on the corner with my impeach Trump sign. He's got me inspired. No, but what if he's impeached? If God forbid, some ill health falls upon him, or all the myriad of other things that could go wrong, then we would be left with Vance, aka Deal, which is we're probably already aka Deal essentially. But then it would be just a straight line. Without even any Trump, so we could just plug in the cord to our brain right now, maybe, and bypass all the drama and just directly upload to the Palantir mainframe.
Maybe we already did.
Maybe we already did, and we don't even know. Here's propaganda coming out of the White House. This is the lawn, and see, instead of deporting we'd be at, I haven't done the math. I'll have to do a spreadsheet and show the math on this, but we're not even close to what it would take to deport all the illegals. But we do have propaganda about, let's show, this is why the White House put out yard signs of criminal illegal aliens, which is like I don't know, it's double think because you're already criminal if you broke our immigration law. So I don't see why they concede that point, but they do, it seems. But here's the criminal illegal aliens that broke another law after they broke our immigration law to be in our country illegally in the first place. Here's the yard sign propaganda campaign that the White House put out today. Let's watch this short clip.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the
I had to kill that. I don't even know who's singing that, but I'm sure they'll flag us for copyright.
That's copyright.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So yeah, you can see bad criminal dudes there. Rape, murder, child molestation, drug trafficking, murder, rape, bad dudes, right? But not even near the biggest deportation operation in history, as we were promised. So, yeah, it's I said the official number. Where was it? It was from CNN. What does CNN say? There's different numbers floating around. 100, you could say 100, anywhere between 120, 150,000 officially have been deported since Trump has taken office. There's different numbers floating around. I don't know. Can we trust CNN? I doubt it.
Look, it looks dire. I know you're going to crunch the numbers, but I have some advice for. I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this. Use the same kind of math that they used to justify what happened during World War II. Because some of that didn't, at first, it seems like, oh, that doesn't work. And then you start doing, no, it does work because that's the official line. So we're going to use those math numbers and apply it here. And we should have this problem solved like tomorrow. No problem, right?
That's right.
I hope I didn't just trigger somebody.
Triggered me with your 6 million talk. Let's see here. Yeah, they put out another propaganda video. I'm not going to show that. Oh, by the way, President Trump and his wife Melania attended the funeral of Pope Francis. And strangely enough, for some odd reason, he was the only one in the whole crowd wearing a blue suit as opposed to wearing black at a funeral. I don't know why he did that. Some type of symbology, occult meaning behind it, I'm sure, to troll. I don't know. Any thoughts on why?
Well, there was the wife of Keir Starmer who was wearing like a pink dress too.
Bizarre. I don't know, but there's a couple photos where it shows like the crowd shot and everybody's wearing black and then Trump in blue. It's not really that offset. It's not like a pink or something, but I found that odd.
Well, Trump only has two outfits. He's got the blue suit and he changes the color of the tie every once in a while. And then he's got the outfit that he wears when he goes golfing. He's kind of like Venom from Spider-Man, where it's like it's part of he's a symbiote and it's part of his. Never mind. Look that one up, kids.
That's fair. That's fair. Trump believes, Barry's still with us here. Taxation theft. Well, what about tariffs? Trump believes it's possible that the revenue from tariffs will be enough to eliminate income tax. Let's watch this short clip.
Sign me up.
But you're going to get to, you thought it was more disjointed than before. You're going to have to figure out the price increase on all of your goods that you need to live, and then figure out the tariff on that, and then add all that up at the end of the year and figure out, is that more than I would have paid for the income tax? So they're making it you work a lot harder finding the hidden costs in things to even justify this. And I doubt very few people will even, but I'm sure there'll be an app somewhere, some industrious computer programmer out there would come up with said app, and you could track it and know how much tax you're paying in the hidden cost of tariffs. But let's watch here now what Trump has to say about it.
And we're going to make a lot of money, and we're going to cut taxes for the people of this country. It'll take a little while before we do that, but we're going to be cutting taxes, and it's possible we'll do a complete tax cut, because I think the tariffs will be enough to cut all of the income tax. Now, we have a lot of debt that's been left to us, unfortunately over many years. We'll take care of that, but the tariffs, if people only understood the tariffs, we're going to be giving people of this country a tremendous tax cut. And we're going to start with people making less than $200,000 a year.
We're going to get rid of the debt. He's talking about running the biggest deficits ever. What is this guy talking about, man?
Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll write him a little Bitcoin check. That's what he said one day, not that long ago. I think he understands numbers or money. I'm so confused. I thought he was rich and a businessman. Maybe he just understands politics and real estate and golf. I don't know.
He understands marketing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Barry in the chat said, oh, and shout out to Karen. Thank you for joining us, Karen. Barry said the blue suit will save him from the direct energy weapons. Maybe that's
smart
right.
Guy. Yeah.
Maybe, huh? Okay. What else do we got here today? I think it's all of the Trump propaganda the first 100 days. Maybe we can impeach him. I don't know. Not with that guy leading the Democrats. Okay, on to the international geopolitical news. Little Marco, I guess we're on a pause now. Ceasefire again between Russia and Ukraine, according to Putin. According to Newsweek, they say Putin declares temporary Ukraine ceasefire again. And so these ceasefires are just BS, man. Every time they say ceasefire now, I'm like, they're still killing people. Like, whoop-de-friggin' do. You said ceasefire. Didn't they allegedly have a ceasefire over the Easter holiday there, Ruckus?
I don't remember. It just doesn't make sense. It was like, so that means that his side promises they're not going to shoot. So what if the other side shoots? They're just going to stand there and take it? They always shoot back. Come on.
Putin declares temporary Ukrainian ceasefire, according to Newsweek. I don't know. So it's just all BS. The Kremlin said the truce is based on humanitarian considerations and will last from the passing of midnight on May 7th into May 8th until the passing of midnight on May 10th into May 11th. So like right at 12:01, you start firing, or like what the hell? That's very precise. I don't get it.
We better check those dates and check the astrological charts and the constellations and the asteroids passing by. Maybe they know something we don't.
They're doing some occult astrology, astrotheology, some crazy stuff that's going on here. Let's hear from little Marco. Maybe he'll inspire us to have more of a ceasefire. And they said, as in the White House, that if we didn't have a peace deal in 3 days, we're walking away. It's been like 2 weeks now, and we're still there. Let's hear what little Marco, Secretary of State, had to say about this whole ordeal.
I think this is going to be a very critical week. This week is going to be a really important week in which we have to make a determination about whether this is an endeavor that we want to continue to be involved in, or if it's time to sort of focus on some other issues that are equally, if not more important in some cases. But we want to see it happen. There are reasons to be optimistic, but there are reasons to be realistic, of course, as well. We're close, but we're not close enough.
Dude, he's doing word salad stuff. He just like spent like 30 words to say 2 words. That was ridiculous. Oh my God, that guy's crazy.
Little Marco bringing it. Okay, so what does the White House have to say about it? Levitt. Let's hear what they had to say at the press conference today about the Ukraine. Russia, Trump is growing frustrated with both Zelensky and Putin. How about it's none of our friggin' business and never was?
Caroline, can you tell us more about the meeting between President Trump and President Zelensky over the weekend? Did that meeting change anything? Did Trump leave that meeting thinking any differently about negotiations? And
look, the president talked about this after the meeting himself yesterday when he took questions from reporters on Air Force One. He thinks that he is increasingly frustrated with leaders of both countries. He wants to see a permanent ceasefire. I understand Vladimir Putin this morning offered a temporary ceasefire. The president has made it clear he wants to see a permanent ceasefire first to stop the killing, stop the bloodshed. And while he remains optimistic he can strike a deal, he's also being realistic as well. And both leaders need to come to the table to negotiate their way out of this. And I do think that the president meeting with President Zelensky shows that he is exuding a lot of effort and time into this because he wants to be a peacemaker president, which he was in his first term. He intends to do that again. And this is an incredibly difficult situation and conflict that President Trump inherited from President Biden, who allowed this war to start in the first place. But he's focused on solving this.
He wants to be a peacemaker president. And as he told us, if he would have been elected in 2020, it would have never happened. And he would stop it in the first 24 hours of his reelection in 2024, which hasn't happened either.
Is this the same guy who, 2 weeks ago said we're going to kill all the Houthis? Like, get them, bomb them all, kill them all. Peace. We love peace. Yeah. Peaceful president. Yes.
He wants to be a peace president. Okay. But we'll have more evidence in the next clip after this clip of said Trump, Mr. Man of Peace. But here is Mayor of Kiev, Vitaly Klitschko. I think this guy was isn't this guy a boxer? He was a boxer, right?
I think something like that. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think this guy was like a heavyweight boxer. Anyway, now he's the mayor.
An MMA fighter or something.
Something, I think boxer. But anyway, this guy's the mayor of Kiev. I still say Kiev. I don't care what they say. Let's hear quickly what he had to say about it. He admits Ukraine will most likely have to give up territories as part of the deal with Russia in an interview with BBC. Let's watch this short piece.
Right now, it doesn't take a solution. Right now, a lot of conversation about possible solution. And one of the scenario, what you say is to give up the territory. It's not fair, but for the peace, temporary peace, maybe it can be solution.
Then the saying goes, nothing is fair. All is fair in love and war. Something like this.
I think that was written by the greeting card industry. It's a conspiracy by Hallmark or something.
Yeah, there you go. In the Young in the YouTube says, yeah, him and his brother heavyweight boxers. Yeah, yeah. So at least that guy is like really Ukrainian, really like looks like a patriotic Ukrainian fighting Russia. I mean, better than freaking Zelensky, the comedian. Like, dude, you know what I mean? So.
And speaking English to the English audience,
True.
which Zelensky could do if he wanted to, but anyway.
And he could drive a truck in America, I guess, as well.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay, here's Trump. See, you thought Trump was a horrible genocidal maniac over there in Aardvark land. Turns out,
don't put words in my mouth. I never said that.
No, our audience, like the world,
oh.
The world in general. Me, no, but Trump claims he told Netanyahu, "Be good to Gaza." Let's watch this clip. See, he said, "You got to be good to Gaza. Those people are suffering. There's a very big need for food and medicine." And we're taking care of it. You know how they take care of it, right? By Xing out their eyes.
And that's good.
Medicine coming into Gaza. When you spoke to Mr. Netanyahu the other day, did that come up at all about access to humanitarian aid coming into Israel?
No, Gaza came up and I said, we've got to be good to Gaza. Those people are suffering. We've got to be good to Gaza. We're going to take care of them. There's a very big need for medicine, food medicine, and we're taking care of it.
In terms of like opening up more access points?
Pushing people very hard.
Pushing the Israelis?
We are.
Pushing open up more access?
Very hard to get food and medicine into Gaza.
How did...
Hard to hear there with the background on the plane. You would think they would do something about that audio. But anyway, yeah, they're doing something by telling Aardvark land to lift the blockade on food and actually they're not doing that. So
he said, and I quote, "We're going to get them food and medicine." So they're going to fly planes over Gaza and they're going to drop crates with parachutes, and some of them will land on top of the people and crush and kill them. We saw that happening at the start of this conflict.
I remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, these will be filled with Big Macs, and KFC buckets of chicken, Diet Coke, and Pfizer booster shots. And then we took care of them in more ways than one, I suppose. That'll solve everybody's problems, right?
Making the Gaza Strip great again, I suppose.
Make them healthy. We got to make Gaza healthy again. Gaha.
The new, what is it? The new Riviera there is what Trump has proposed. Okay, what do we make of this? Is crazy. It's being reported. I want to think in the back of my conspiratorial mind that actually the Houthis blew this jet up, but a F-18 has been reported to fallen into the sea, lost at sea. An F-18 Super Hornet has been lost at sea after it fell overboard from the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier. Like, what? How does that happen? I want to think the Houthis shot it down and we're embarrassed to admit it. But what the hell you think happened here? And by the way, it only cost $60 million per jet. So friggin' who cares? We're cutting the debt here, right? What do you think of this crazy story?
I think Doge will not be getting to the bottom of this one.
It's at the bottom of the freaking Red Sea.
This is a job for Dirk Pitt, for all the Clive Cussler fans. Shout out to my readers out there.
Super Hornet assigned to USS Harry Truman lost at sea. They're literally saying it fell off the aircraft carrier. What?
It's going to show up like in oh look, the cartels have this. They're shipping fentanyl with it. Like somebody needs to get tariffed.
That's a badass fighter jet. $60 million fighter jet. That thing's badass, man.
Yeah, I think something happened, and if this is a cover-up, it probably is something happened somewhere else around the world that we're not supposed to know about, and this is missing. And well, now we'll just I fell off a boat, just like my crypto and my handgun.
I lost it in a freaking war.
Accident.
Yeah, but in their case, a war, an undeclared illegal foreign war of aggression. We just lost a $60 million fighter jet. Well, I believe them. Since the Pentagon's have they ever successfully passed an audit? Not in like the last 10 years. They can't even be audited. Their books are in such bad shape. So what the hell is a $60 million fighter jet to them?
There's a good chance. What the aliens that made the MH flight disappear probably took care of the Hornet as well, and they're just covering it up. Because we made a deal with them in Roswell, remember, or something like that.
Eisenhower did, allegedly.
Well, he was supposed to be golfing. That's right.
Okay, so here everybody was like, we want America to kill more innocent people. Aardvarks are killing all the innocent. We don't want to lose our championship title of being the most brutal hegemonic power in the world that just kills whoever and literally laughs about it. But so we got our shot here in Yemen. By the way, for those that don't know, I'm sure our audience knows, but you should probably remind everybody we are in a war with Yemen, unconstitutional, illegal foreign war of aggression. 68 over the weekend were killed by the American forces at a detention center for African migrants there in Yemen. I don't know what illegal African migrants held in a Yemen detention center awaiting deportation were killed by America there. So they literally can't claim they're Houthis because they're obviously not, but they killed them anyway. So is American government and Yemen government working behind the scenes to take out illegal aliens in Yemen by just simply bombing them? Like, what's going on here?
Will we get a ceasefire from May 7th until May 10th?
I don't know, man, but it's horrific. There's video. It's just all rubble. And yeah, I'm not even going to play the video, but trust and know there's video of it, and it's quite horrific. Okay. Massive explosion. This happened. We've been waiting for aardvarks and America. Apparently, America acts like we're not going to support or attack Iran. We're awaiting aardvark attack of Iran, even though we shipped in all kinds of weapons, munitions, and the like to aardvarks over the last couple of weeks, and we were positioning all of our military assets all over the region to look like go attack, but now it looks like we're not attacking. But a massive explosion at Iranian port kills 40, injures thousands more. Let's watch this short report from old CBS News, and probably my favorite logo. They just tell you they have the all-seeing eye there in their logo at CBS News. It's much appreciated. Oh,
from a massive.
I'm going to back up and take all the mutes off.
Tonight, Iran is fighting flames from a massive and deadly explosion. It happened at the country's largest commercial port and was heard from more than 40 miles away. At least 14 people have been killed, 750 others injured. The fire is suspected to have been sparked by improper handling of fuel that's used for ballistic missiles.
Improper handling of fuel, and it had nothing to do with aardvark sneak attacks.
It's just some poor smoker who couldn't take it. He's like, I know all the signs say don't do it, but F this, and boom.
Improper handling of fuel kills 40 and injures thousands more. Like, we're getting some bogus BS stories. The blackout in Europe, it happened due to, we don't know, aliens. Bigfoot was chomping on the power line, mistaked it for a hot dog. I don't know. Then you got, it just fell off the aircraft carrier, our $60 million fighter jet. And now this story, improper handling of fuel. Well, that's perfectly acceptable. It just causes a massive explosion. You know, it's like, it happens all the time. What the hell, man?
Somebody better check and make sure that Vance wasn't there just minutes before.
Vance, man, you got to keep an eye on that guy. Maybe that's why he wears the black eyeliner, so he's like shifty like that, so he can't keep a close eye on him. What about this crazy story? And how stupid is this guy? Self-proclaimed Hamas operative in U.S. Air Force indicted over pipe bomb plot. Been a terrorist since I was a kid, he says. Like, how is this even real? You know what I mean? It just... Here's the New York Post story about it. Like, is somebody this stupid, or is this just all fake? You know what I mean? Like, really? A self-described Hamas operative, so he works for the intelligence agency, who infiltrated the U.S. Air Force and once boasted that he's been a terrorist since he was a kid, was hit with additional charges this week alongside 2 Pittsburgh women after the feds foiled an apparent terror plot involving a pair of pipe bombs. Mohammed Hamad, 23 years old, who was a dual citizen of the United States and Lebanon. Why the hell are they dual citizens of any country in the friggin' U.S. Air Force? Like this, none of it makes sense. It just seems, is this just propaganda and lies? Because that's what it seems like.
Have you seen the dual citizens in our the halls of Congress and all that?
The aardvark dual citizen, but there shouldn't be a dual citizen of any. This is the alleged guy, right? Mohammed Hamad. I think he's an aardvark intelligence agent. Look at this.
I think he's a ghost in the machine.
There you go. I think so too.
Yeah, no, this is a character. This is fake.
Right. Right.
To what degree that goes, like he's just a mentally disturbed kid, which is I'm leaning towards. But you know, when they come on, this is an act. This is a show. This is fake. I mean, yeah, come on. Hamas,
it's
get out
fake.
of here.
Nobody's this stupid. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's in some kind of hardcore mind control program.
He used to have a prior gig wearing khakis and polo shirts and pretending to be part of the what was that group?
Patriot Front.
Patriot Front. But now they disbanded because Trump is in power, so they don't need to be out there anymore. They said, but these guys got to do something for a living, so they put on a different costume. Yeah, neat. Maybe they'll be the president of Ukraine one day. That young man.
I don't know. The New York Post.
Here's the next pope. What do you think?
Here's the indictment. I don't know. They're publishing fake indictments. Nothing would surprise them anymore. But here's the indictment: the United States against Mohammed Hamad. I don't know, man. It just looks too fake. You know what I mean?
Promises made, promises delivered.
Man. Exclusive: Quentin Tarantino buys Tel Aviv home. And so Quentin Tarantino and his aardvark singer wife, Daniela Pick, have bought 2 old houses on adjacent lots in Tel Aviv. Why the hell you would do that? It's beyond me. But there you go. Think twice next time you watch a degenerate Quentin Tarantino film. That where his allegiances lie. He's making them evident here now, isn't he? Continuing. Palestinian envoy tells UN court aardvark land is killing Gaza civilians. Aardvark land says it's being persecuted. This is a report out of the AP. And so will the aardvark persecution ever end? Apparently it never will. A Palestinian diplomat told the United Nations top court today that aardvark land is killing and displacing civilians and targeting aid workers in Gaza. That was admitted by aardvark land, so that's like 100%. And they're stacking up the bodies of the civilians, so that's pretty much 100%. In a case that aardvarks criticized as part of its systematic persecution and delegitimization. Aardvarks deny deliberately targeting civilians and aid staff as part of its war with Hamas and did not attend the hearing at the International Criminal Court of Justice. So are we being too hard on aardvarks, and are we part of that systemic persecution and delegitimization?
It's a huge problem in America. It's very, very difficult for an aardvark to get a lucrative position in certain industries like Hollywood,
Like banking.
the medical profession, the banking industry, lawyers. They get persecuted all the time. You rarely see them in those industries, and it's just not fair. It's not fair, and we need to do something about it. We need more diversity, and we need to ramp back on all of this persecution against aardvark. I mean, they hardly have any access to our government, and that's a crime.
Stop persecuting the aardvarks already, America. Okay, here's Netanyahu claims Iran is aiming to threaten every city in the United States with its nuclear program. Damn.
Every? That, I mean, how many cities are there?
I've been staying up late.
I'm going to call bullshit on this one.
Well, I can't sleep at night thinking about Iran's nuclear program for the last 25 years since 9/11. But let's hear from the shadow president, Bibi himself.
They enrich uranium for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make nuclear weapons, which they intend to use to destroy my country and threaten America. Once they have the weapons of delivery, ballistic missiles, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, they will threaten every city in the United States.
Damn, we better bomb the hell out of Iran right now, Ruckus.
Wait, is he talking one at a time? Are they going to call them up and they're like, Baltimore, you're the next one up on The Price is Right. We're going to bomb the crap out of you now. We're threatening you. Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
We can't even, I don't even want to show this video. It'll get flagged, as it should, but of course it's on the X. Aardvark soldiers from a Gravati Brigade, from the Gravati Brigade, filmed themselves throwing grenades at tents filled with displaced Palestinian refugees in the courtyard of a UN school. And so here's I'll just show the screenshot of it, the still, and you can see they're up here on the balcony throwing grenades down into the courtyard, blowing people up in tents and laughing about it and filming it and posting it on the interwebs. Like, and they already got told by the IDF, stop posting your war crimes, but apparently this brigade is not listening to that order. So maybe they should be reprimanded by the aardvarks, because this is leading to persecution. Ruckus.
I think it's fantastic, safe and effective way to take care of the problem. They're just eliminating terrorists. We know that they're all terrorists right out of the womb. So, I mean, they're just doing their duty, man. Way to go, IDF. Praise be to the IDF. Way to go. Yeah.
That is true.
Yikes.
They're born terrorists. The IDF? No, the other guys are born terrorists, not the IDF. It's all so confusing. The fog of war. Yeah, I think that's all we got for today. Yeah. Nothing particularly. I guess we're keeping an eye on the old update. We got Barry updating us. Polls now closed across most of the country. Canadian votes are in. I don't know. So who won there, Barry? Shall I do a quick search?
We know who lost.
Who lost?
The citizens of Canada.
Let's see if we can get any results here. Let's see. Come and get any results before we wrap this up.
Don't we have to wait for ABC or CBS or CNN to make the official announcement?
No, the AP
Yeah.
usually tells us.
Otherwise, it's election interference.
Well, in America, it's officially from the AP before. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any numbers here. Well, the libs won, I guess. Here's who's this global news live stream? So here, they got the numbers at the bottom. Let's just put that up there for a second. So the Lib won 82, the Conservatives won 55. These other smaller parties, The others won 0. The Greens won 0. So yeah, the Western liberal democracy, rules-based international orders winning there, it appears, keeping Canada liberal, I guess, or globalist or tyrannical, however you want to say it. So I know Barry will be happy with these results.
And they have the right colors, red and blue. That's how it used to be here too. Things switched up in America at some point in history.
Red and blue. And they tell you it's a con. Look, they literally tell you. They literally tell you con. Jeez. So yeah, they're coming in. And so there you go. To make us even more confused, I guess it's up to 188 reporting. So it looks like the libs are going to win there in Canada, whatever that means. We'll give you full results tomorrow as it's still coming in.
I think you're supposed to say whatever that means, eh?
Whatever that means, eh? Oh, here's your friend and mine, Mark Carney, international banker. Freak show. The savior of Canada.
Is he wearing a dress? Oh, wait, the other guy. Oh, shoot. Sorry.
I think that was his wife, but
I know, I'm being mean.
So yeah, we're still trying. If you guys would just be the 51st state, you wouldn't even have to have election. You could just have Trump be your dictator and then not have to worry about anything.
He'll pick somebody for you via an executive order because he's on a roll.
You don't have anything to worry about at all. So
he'll get it done on day one, even though it's already passed. It's promises made, promises kept.
We're in everybody's business. Trump's talking shit about Canada. Like, dude.
So where do we stand on the India-Pakistan thing? Because I heard something's going down there.
Well, India is threatening. I think they have cut off water supply. They stopped the dam. They stopped letting water go through a dam. They control cutting off a lot of water to a province there in Pakistan is the last that I've seen about it. And then Pakistan is blaming Muslims from India for that terrorist attack.
Not Vance. It wasn't Vance's fault, after all.
Well, he probably had something to do with it, but so yeah, I don't know. Let's look it up before we leave. Yeah, we were reporting on that last week, but it kind of died out of the news feed for me here.
I'm sure Trump's on it because he's a peacemaking president. So maybe he already solved the problem. That's why we're not seeing it. Promises made, promises kept.
First 100 days of yard signs. Let's see. Pakistan fears imminent Indian attack. Warns of nuclear response. What do you think of that? Are nukes real like they show us? Is the atomic bomb real?
Do you want to find out?
I don't want to F around and find out. No.
Yeah,
I know they have enough. They have enough explosives to make a big damn crater no matter what the hell you say made it. I know that is 100% true.
I believe that. I also believe the effect of the sonic wave, the compressive air force and the heat and all that fun stuff close to it. But the dispute comes to just how much radiation.
The fallout.
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see because I think in our lifetime, unfortunately, we're going to find out because we've been doing a lot of the effing around, and it's about that time, isn't it?
Very true. Let's leave on that note. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Monday edition of Weaponized News. Let's go to the channels quickly. We'll go to Odysee first. There's some people, Highland and Barry, in the Odysee chat. Thank you, guys, for keeping that chat going, and thank you for tuning in on the Odysee. Appreciate it. The Rockfin? No, Roth Rockfin. So confused. Okay. The Bitchute. How could I be confused about Bitchute? They cleaned their act up again. And we're doing well on the Bitchute Thank you guys for tuning in on the BitChute. I see a few people watching there. The Rumble, lively chat as always. Thank you everybody for tuning in on the Rumble. It's appreciated. Wow, we've grown leaps and bounds. We got 5 new subscribers between last show and this show. So thank you to the newbies tuning in for Rumble live stream and replay. Thank you guys. Looks like we're doing pretty well over there on the chat and the live stream. So thank you guys for tuning in on the Rumble. Appreciate it. And thank you for keeping the chat going and interesting. Boycott on the YouTube says North Korea declared war on Ukraine. Did they really? Let me look that up. Why would they do that?
They're looking for attention.
And does it even matter? North Korea confirms it sent troops to Russia for war against Ukraine, according to Politico. That was yesterday. Yeah. Ukraine was saying that. But I guess now if North Korea confirms it, then it's official? I don't know.
We should send Vance over there to have a chat with, what's his name?
Send Vance to meet up with Kim Jong-un and, promise him the hotels and all that like Trump did last time. And hey, maybe, he might have the old kiss of...
and bring me back his sister. I'm just kidding.
he might have the kiss of, of J.D. Vance. Thank you guys for tuning in on the... I don't know what that does. They're basically a slave colony in North Korea anyway, right? So they're probably happier off dead than living under that tyrannical regime. Of course, it matters. They have hypersonic weaponry. Yeah, so does Russia, and a lot better than North Korea.
But do they have drones that are gravitic with unlimited capability payloads?
I think they're just throwing them into the meat grinder. Honestly, they're soldiers, but okay. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in on the Facebook. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in on the YouTube. And we got our couple stragglers on the Kick, the Twitch. And someday I'll understand, probably won't, why the kids nowadays, the most popular thing is watching people play video games. I will never understand it. I played video games when I was a kid, and I didn't want to sit there and watch my buddies play. I wanted to play the freaking game myself. You know what I mean? So why would you want to watch somebody on the YouTube or Twitch or Kick or whatever play a video game when you could play?
This is what I tell full-grown adults about their football, their basketball, and their hockey that they get so obsessed with. Yeah. Weird.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this Monday edition of Weaponized News. Promises made, promises kept by the Trump administration there, as we debunked many of them already. But who cares? You may be deported, so you better agree with the Trump administration here now. You hear me? All right, Ruckus, thank you very much for joining us on this Monday edition of Weaponized News. Let's plug Ruckus again. If I can find his website, I have pulled up here. Where did I have it? I had a lot of tabs on today's show. Maybe we won't.
It's easy. You'll go to alternatecurrentradio.com and you're fine. Everybody, you'll figure it out. Yeah, easy.
Alternate Current Radio, and then go to his X account and get some IT work done there as well. And then
it's AC_wordslinger on X.
There you go. And here is his website, the Daily Ruckus, alternatecurrentradio.com. All right. As always, everybody do your own research. Peace, love, and liberty. Speak out and take action. Have a great rest of your Monday evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow for more Weaponized News.